dive into it because it's a short, brief session. We're going to be talking about side hustles. All right. So thanks, Janine, for being here. So this is the document that I've dropped into the chat. And really, this is appropriate if you are in a place of, maybe you've got a job at the moment. Maybe you're an employee. Maybe, there's one type of work that you're doing at the moment, but you're recognizing that you've got the time and the ability to add to your portfolio. So a lot of the time in coaching in particular, I find when women come through to work with me, they're often in a job and they're wanting their coaching business to increase and potentially maybe even transition out of that employee position full-time into coaching. So this could be looked in a couple of ways. It could be looked in a sense that this literally could remain as a side hustle, like a side sort of, I hate the word hustle, but a side opportunity, or it could be something that you're transitioning into. Okay. So just for Janine, just quickly, I'm Kate, known as the Courageous Inspirer Coach. So I'm a coach that supports women transitioning into a new career as an entrepreneur, or they may be in a business and just struggling to sort of get the business to where they want to get to. And I focus on all things around clarity, care, and courage. So all of my work is in business strategies and mindset. Okay, so business and mindset. All right, so let's have a look at the actual planner that I've dropped in for you. I'm only going to briefly go through the planner because I was actually, everything that I do in this environment, I actually get you to do a little bit of the work. So implement some of the strategies to make sure that you're going away from this environment and actually able to execute. So this particular planner really is very comprehensive. It's very comprehensive. And it's not something that you would do in one sitting, not unless you've got a lot of time up your sleeve and are prepared to do it all in one foul swoop. But I would suggest that you do it in parts. And what I'm going to do for you today is focus on the areas that I think are probably most important when you're thinking of moving or adding to your portfolio, right? Particularly as a side sort of job. So the first question that I always ask any woman that I'm working with at any stage of where they are in their business or starting a business or thinking of a business is, what is the purpose of this? Okay, so what are you hoping to achieve? So not knowing you, Janine, too well, I do know Kylie because she's just actually jumped in as a client literally 24 hours ago. And she's embarking on my 8-week business breakthrough program. And so this is a good question for you, Kylie. Janine, I'm not sure where you are in your business. Are you a coach? You're a coach yourself, are you? No? What do you do, my darling? You can come off mute if you want, or pop it in the chat. I think she's typing. So we'll just give her a moment, Kylie. Because we can't hear you. You're still on. There you go.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm on multiple devices at the moment. So I run women's networking events.
Awesome.
So not dissimilar to yourself in terms of trying to inspire and collaborate, and just try and put dynamic women together in stylish surroundings. So I like to have different themes and guest speakers, and I think what I read about you really resonated with me.
Yeah, thank you for that. That sounds absolutely amazing. So that's your full-time gig? Like that's what you do full-time?
It's part-time, yeah. So I work at a venue as well, and I do contract work as an event manager.
So good. So you've got some real passions going on around you. So you're wise. I love this. I mean, that's why I think, most of us love this concept of not necessarily being stuck in one type of thing. Hi, Tina. Welcome. Stuck in one sort of thing that they do, because really, if we're living with purpose or in purpose, however you want to say it, often it's because of our passions are a part of our daily activity. And
Absolutely.
Most of us like to be inspired in different ways, which is how I've created my life too. I run a hiking business, I'm a coach, and I'm this and I'm that. So they're all the things that I love to do in business, and I get to play that out every day.
Yeah, and
every
I think
day is one.
if you don't have a purpose, you don't have any direction.
No, that's exactly
Mm.
right. And that's, that's why we start this kind of conversation off with, if you're wanting really to look at that multi-driven life, that multi-stream life, then you've got to know why you're doing it. You got to know why you're doing it and what you hope to achieve, because we've got to be motivated to keep going. It's obviously always got to be aligned to, our values and what we want and our passions, but you've got to get real and you've got to kind of ask some of these questions. What are you trying to achieve? Why do you want it? So that's what I'm going to ask you to do now. Tina, you've just jumped in. Thank you. So can you see the hot side hustle planner in the chat? No, because you came in after I dropped it. Okay, so I'll just pop it in again for you. So what I want you to do is we're going to answer this question together now, okay? So for starters, can I get in the chat? Thanks, Janine, for letting me know what you're all about. I'm sure there's a lot more to know about you, and I'm keen to know. Write in the chat for me, though. Are you looking at another opportunity? Now, if you haven't read my help statement, it's pretty clear on what I do, right? So literally, I'm a business and mindset coach for women in business that want to live courageously and by making their next idea their reality. So that's exactly what we're doing now, right? So we're looking at this concept in, if you've got an idea, how can we make it reality? What needs to happen for it to stop being an idea and become a reality? Yeah. And it goes in hand with literally a rule that I don't know if you know that I live by. And Kylie, you're going to know about this very soon because you've just started working with me in one of my programs. My philosophy is that we should really live by a 5-95 rule. So 5% of the time we spend in planning and thinking of the idea. 95% of the time we just go and do it. You just do whatever you need to do to make it happen, yeah? Not 95-5, which I think often can happen. We spend so much time in the planning, so we get stuck in the process, which is very heavy, and leave very little time for the execution. We leave very little time to do the actions that need to happen. That can be from fear, limiting beliefs, confidence. There's a range of reasons why that happens. So I want you to try and put all that aside at the moment, because this is a really intense, sharp, focused workshop where we're here to do the 95%, which is execution. All right. So I want you to think of your idea. Now, it could be in something that you're already doing and you want to add to what you're doing. It could be something that you want to do that's completely separate to what you're doing at the moment. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong. So I want you to think of your idea, your side hustle, your idea. What is its purpose? I want you to write what is its purpose and what are you hoping to achieve? What are you hoping to achieve? All right. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to answer that. All right. So this is another way of what can sometimes seem a little tedious in creating mission and vision statements. It can be like, oh, I don't want to do a mission statement of what's the purpose of. This is just another way of looking at it. We don't need to decide or choose to think of this work in a boring or tedious way. We could create it in a way, often question based, that gives you the answer that you've been looking for. So you're thinking of the idea, you're getting really clear on that. It's important that you're clear on the idea. What's the purpose of it? What's the purpose of the idea? And what are you hoping to achieve? So I can give you an example while you're writing. It's not mine, it's the example in the guide. My side hustle aims to provide high quality handmade jewelry, creating unique, beautiful pieces while promoting sustainable and ethical fashion. I aim to empower individuals through personal expression, contributing to a more mindful and responsible approach to consumer habits. Okay. So it's really, really clear on its purpose, and what it aims to achieve. Okay? Let me know if you've got any questions or anything at all while you're doing this work. All right, let me know when you're done, and I'll move you into the next question. So don't move past this point. If there's any resistance or any block, then we need to work past it because it makes it really difficult to do the next steps. And remember, Tina, not looking at anyone in particular, don't overthink it. So this doesn't need to be life-changing stuff. This could be one idea, one small idea can sometimes create the biggest impact on our lives. Okay. Some of the biggest achievers out there in this world today is because they came up with a simple idea and they made it happen. And it's funny, Janine, this is probably new to you because this is the first time I think you've come into anything that I deliver, but I do, I very much walk the talk in everything that I do in my life and the work that I do with my clients. So often I focus on a topic in a month, like we work on a topic. And, this month for me, my idea that I had was that I wanted something a little bit permanent because all my other work that I do is all about being an entrepreneur and all about creating it myself. And I've done that for 3 decades. So for 3 decades, I've been an entrepreneur and a very successful one. But I had this need, this kind of desire, this idea that I might like to do something with a business, like with a business coming in as a consultant and really give a lot of my leadership and my motivational way that I do things. My 595 in particular. And it's come through, it's come through. So I'm going to be starting that new kind of side job that has a real strong element of stability that I haven't had for a very long time. So it's an interesting time for me. So I've done this work. I've done this work this week and in probably the last couple of weeks. That's why I'm delivering this workshop. Yeah, because it's often when we do the work ourselves that we create what we're wanting to create, and then we can inspire others. All right. All right. Next section. Again, anyone that knows me, I love goals. I'm a big goal setter. Yeah. So short-term goals. Short-term goals. What are the specific objectives you aim to accomplish in the next month or week? So what I'm going to do to make this a little easier and how you can implement this today is to learn my easy stretch, which Tina and Kylie has a little bit of an advantage. Kylie learned it on Sunday, but you may have missed it because you were a little late. So I don't know if you've heard my easy stretch. Okay. So I have a formula that I support women in doing in creating goals that they can achieve daily. So we're going to explore this today. All right. So it's called easy stretch. So what we want to do is we want to create, this is short-term based, and I'm going to challenge you that you can do it over the next week. Okay, the next week. That I want you to create 2 easy goals that you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to be able to complete them without too much of a challenge. And they're going to move your idea closer to you. So they're going to ultimately be focused on the goal that you're wanting to achieve in your side hustle, okay, or your idea. So 2 easy goals that you need to complete, achieve, and celebrate in the next week, and 1 stretch. So the stretch goal is going to take you out of your comfort zone. It's probably going to surface up some limiting beliefs. There's going to be a little bit of self-talk going on, possibly. It might mean that you need to gain a little extra skill to complete it. It might mean that you need to reach out to ask for help to complete it. It's obviously something that's going to be seen as an obstacle, but all you need to do is challenge that obstacle to own it. All right. So an easy stretch. I want you to put that together for the next week. Easy stretch, easy stretch. Sorry, easy goal, stretch goal that are leading you towards your idea. So, for example, when I had this idea that I wanted to have something a little bit permanent, create this little permanent opportunity for myself, an easy goal for me was that I reached out to half a dozen people that I've known for a long period of time that know me, and see if they know of anything that's, available. Anything that they're doing, or anybody that they know, that maybe there's something there for me. That was easy because it was, they were my friends, they were people I knew. They trusted me, I trusted them. Another easy one was I worked out what I wanted to do with my other areas of business that I run. So my hiking company and my coaching company, to enable another opportunity to come through. What did I need to do? What did I need to move around in order for me to have this opportunity? Because I was going to manifest it and I knew I was going to. All right. So I put things in place for that. I shifted a few things around so I knew that I'd be able to take something else on. Stretch was I had to work with my mindset around the concept of me actually working for somebody. So you imagine if you were someone that's been an entrepreneur since they were about 26 years of age, never answered really to anybody. Then having this idea of, holy shit, like, I'm going to be answerable to someone. Like, really, I mean, my clients, I need to serve them at a level and I have a responsibility, but this is different. This is different. I'm going to have a quota. I'm going to have things that I'm going to have to, perform at. So that was a real stretch for me. It was a mindset shift. So then when I went in for the interview on Monday, I was welcoming it. I was ready for it. There was no resistance. Okay, so that was a stretch for me. Driving into the city, putting on a suit, even put on a pair of shoes with a heel, had lipstick on, had the whole thing. I had to shift some stuff. Yeah. So an easy stretch. All right. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this concept with the easy stretch, and I'm going to take you to a roadmap document that I do with a lot of my clients. And I even did this in the recent masterclass, which is the business roadmap. So you could call this the side hustle roadmap if you wanted to, okay? Or your idea roadmap, your new idea roadmap. Now you'll see by this on the screen, you've got, and I'm going to drop this into the chat for everybody as well, okay? So you've got this to refer back to. All right, business roadmap. It should have been actually, it's all that thing I teach my clients. Be prepared now, are your documents ready? All right, so that's going to come through now for you. But anyway, you've got it on the screen. So here you are here. This is your journey. Okay, this is your journey. These are your milestones. These are your milestones. Now, one thing to remember when we're creating a roadmap for anything at all, and it is a roadmap, it's the same as what I do if I'm running a hike. I don't take a group of people out into the middle of nowhere if I don't know the route. So if I don't have the right equipment, if I don't know the trail, if I don't know what to expect, if I haven't looked at the weather, all those things, right? This is exactly the same in the way that I'd like you to look at this when it comes to your idea roadmap. Now, if you're a person that finds it very difficult to have a long-term goal with only little touch points to keep the momentum and keep you motivated to achieve and focused to achieve that long-term goal, then you would need more milestone points, wouldn't you? If you were more like me, where I'm a big picture person, right? So I tend to be able to see something, I see an idea, and I'm like, yes, right? I've got this. This is exciting. And it can be miles away or it can be short term or long term. And I only need, because I'm very self-motivated, I only need a few milestones to keep me on track, to keep me focused, to celebrate, to keep the momentum. But if you're someone that's not highly self-motivated or finds it very difficult to keep the long-term goal in focus, you need more milestone points along the way. Okay? So you've written an easy stretch at the moment, an easy stretch goal. So what I want you to do with this roadmap, I want you to draw out right now your roadmap. So how long is it going to be? So you'd need a date of when your idea is going to be your reality. So when is your idea going to be your reality? And I'm not talking about, because it's not the focus today yet. In the guide, it gets you to this point where you've got to look at your success, and so forth. We're not doing that at this point. We're doing the initial point. So I want you to draw the roadmap. It's going to look however you want it to look like. It can have more turns, less turns. It can have 3 or 4 points, milestone points, and that may have a bit to do with the date. So pop the date in the chat for me. What's your deadline? What's the end result? What's the date that you gave yourself where this idea is going to be your reality? Let's have a look. Pop it in the chat. Yeah, Kylie, you would have that roadmap in the masterclass workbook because I popped it in that masterclass workbook. So what is the end date? So I gave my date when I was looking at this new area of work that I was going to step into. I gave myself 48 hours. That's how quickly this can work. If this is a new environment for you, it might be a month. It might be 3 months. But I'm challenging you while you're getting used to doing this, don't push it out too long because that's probably procrastination, okay? That's probably you stalling a little bit. So show your commitment and pop in the end date. So whatever date you're going to complete this. So end date for Janine is the 31st of October, right? So you're giving yourself literally a couple of months, okay? A couple of months for this idea to be your reality. What about you, Kylie? What about you, Tina?
I speak.
Yes, you can, my darling.
Okay, yeah. I am actually a little bit confused. With this, the date, are you talking about like on the roadmap, our first milestone, or
No, the end.
the long term?
The
Right.
end date. But it doesn't have to be long term. See, Janine's is the 31st of October. Right? So
Yeah.
by the 31st of October, she's saying that this new idea, this idea that she's got is going to be reality. So it's going to be happening by the 31st of August. Sorry,
Right.
October. So her roadmap would be, so I'll go to the roadmap and I'll show you. Right?
Yeah.
So her roadmap would be here, today's date. And at this end point down here would be the 31st of October.
Right. So she's done all these milestones in between.
She's created her own roadmap.
Yeah.
Which you've got the ability to do. So remember, the roadmap points, the amount of points that you've got is dependent on who you are as a woman, how you are motivated, how you keep focused. You may not need all of these points. You create your own roadmap. This is just an example. You don't have to have 8. You
Oh
might
no,
only,
that's so not what I'm confused about. Is actually my idea, like the side hustle. Like I want to create my coaching business,
yes.
and I do have a Life Vantage MLM thing that I'm with. So I'm kind of confused as what you mean. Like, what should I be concentrating on?
One idea here, Kylie. So
It
if
doesn't have
it's
to do with the
coaching,
coaching business.
no. So if it's coaching, what you could do is your this roadmap could be
Yeah.
leading towards either when you release your first program, or it
Right.
might be when you get your
Cool.
first client.
Yeah, that's better.
Yep, that makes sense.
It
All right.
does, yes. I think I was going for the big long thing, like
No,
when I actually
no, no,
had
no,
the
no. Because
business up and running.
this is what happens, right? We get caught in the overwhelm of everything that we've got to do. Yeah. So we're breaking it down and
Yeah,
we're
cool.
making it achievable. We're making it happen. We're executing. All right. So that end
Right.
goal might be for you that you release your first program, or it might be that you take on your first client.
Thank you. That's
That's okay, my darling. That's all right.
easier. I get it.
Yeah.
All right, so I will do. Oh, I'll still think about it. I won't hold you up.
That's okay. All right. So when you've got your roadmap drawn, when you've got your roadmap, when you know how long the road, so how long the journey is going to go for, because that's going to depend on your end date. That's going to depend on the end date. Yeah. So for example, and Tina's got the 31st of October too. Okay. So for them, the end date, so that idea has now happened at that end date. What you're doing is you're deciding how many milestone points do you need leading up to that date. Yep. And you've got your first one, right? You've got your first milestone point because we created an easy stretch. We've created 3 things in 1 week that could definitely get you to milestone 1. Okay, milestone 1. So, for example, if it was to release your first program, an easy might be that you put together the content. So, you put together the material that you're going to deliver. Another easy might be that you price it, and you know who you're going to be offering the program to. And the third one might be that you run an event where you're marketing your program. Okay, because the stretch is the marketing and being online and promoting what you do, if that's a stretch for you. So at milestone 1, you would have done those 3 things. Yep, those 3 things would have been done. Now, something really important that we do when we do this milestone-driven kind of goal achievement is that we celebrate at each point. So each milestone point, when you've achieved your easy stretch, for example, and you've got your milestone 1 and you've achieved it, you celebrate it. You really celebrate it. And I'm talking, do something really special, really special. It's a very important moment to enable us to keep going to the next milestone. Okay, don't skip the celebration. I see it happen all the time. Oh yeah, I've done that bit. Now I've got to keep going. I've done that bit. Okay, now I've got to keep going. Now, and then all of a sudden you're like, this is just too hard. I haven't got the energy for it. I don't know what's going on here, and you just you drop it because it's all just too hard. So make sure that you've got the pathway lit up. You know where you're going. You know each milestone point. You light it up. You celebrate it, and then you keep going. Everything makes sense? Yeah? All right. So that is a concept, and that side hustle planner, it is a really beautiful, comprehensive planner. I did 2 questions with you from it. 2 questions. And there is pages of really amazing prompting, discovering, goal setting, really making sure that you take it seriously. A side hustle or something that you decide to do is not easy. It's not an easy thing to do. particularly if it's not the only thing that you do. And we're talking about a situation where you've probably got a couple of things going on, which in this day and age, it's kind of what we need to do, isn't it? All right. We don't necessarily want all our eggs in the one basket. So this concept is important, and this pre-planning, this is the 5%. When I talk about the 595, this is the 5% in putting the plan in place, creating the roadmap, and then you execute. Okay, then you execute.
Will do.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.